S- The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Good evening, all you beautiful, smart, and sexy people. Welcome to the A Show. I am your host, April Hunter, and for the final night, so is Big Ray. And we're going to wish him well. So it's very joyous and sad occasion tonight because he is going to be moving on, and we're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to also mention a couple of really cool topics. So, what is an emotional hangover and how do you fix it? So does it actually exist? And then also, I went to Cherokee, North Carolina this week and learned something about how the Cherokee people live and how we're very just away from the 7 principles. So thought I would share one of those 7 principles with you for the next couple of weeks. And wait till music gets done. And we'll talk about that, how getting back to wellness. But how is everybody tonight? Everybody?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, welcome Kaz, Big Wig, Alex, Big Nick, Michael. Thank you for joining us. So Ray is going to move on. I don't know if you guys saw his...
I'm transitioning.
Yes, he's he's transitioning. So I think he will make a lovely lady.
Yes, lovely lady. I am moving on. I am transitioning. I am stepping away from the A Show, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll talk about that later on as to why. Also discuss some mental health issues or how to not get mental health issues. Fucking insane. Yeah, man, this is it's weird. I didn't plan anything. Usually before I do a show with April, I'm planning and we're texting back and forth, and I did nothing. We'll discuss it later, but I know April has a bunch of things set up, but I wanted to give you guys a quick little yeet, just put it out there.
No, and Allie and Red Sunny, what's up? How are you doing? Cool, awesome dude. Hey. Thank you. So this week I'm in North Carolina and I went out to the Cherokee Reservation. And one of the things I thought would be cool to share with you is the 7 circles, the indigenous teachings for living well. I picked up this book while I was there. It's fascinating. And I remember...
Is it so big?
Huh?
Why is the book so fucking big?
Because there's a lot of stuff packed in here.
Oh,
so
big book.
let's see. I made a couple of notes, but I thought, they refer. I'm not going to be politically incorrect by referring to them as Indians because that's how they refer to themselves. So what I thought was interesting is we have gotten so far removed from how we should be living to live a really healthy life. And I thought we could touch on a couple of these things. So they have a wellness for culture. It's a 7 circles of wellness. And this includes food, movement, sleep, something none of us really get a lot of, right? Ceremony, sacred space, land, community. That's 6, right? Did it? Food, movement, sleep, ceremony, sacred space, land, community. Did I miss one?
Drinking?
Nope. That's it. That's it.
Drinking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Oh, yeah. So, and we've talked about some of these here. And hi, everybody joining us. Rich, Winona, Miss T. Miss T goes, sleep, was ist das? I know. Yeah. Was ist das für eine Scheiße? Yeah.
I don't know what that is, bro. Up, Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
But yeah, we've talked about some of these. We've touched on sleep. We've touched on community, making friends. But one of the things I thought was interesting, and I think we could go over like one each week, would be movement. So obviously everybody knows what, going to the gym is and exercise and all that stuff. And that's not for everyone. Not everybody wants to join up and go to a gym, but I'll show you the intersection on movement. So as you can see, there are a lot of options here. So I'll read them to you and I'll do my best to explain it to you. So movement has moving with your family. So you can set things up to do things together, like stretching or going outside to play. You can do something with community where you can get out there and do some yoga classes, or, they have yoga in the park. Working on the land to harvest, hunt, and grow. So I know that sounds very indigenous, but honestly, going outside and ripping away the weeds or mowing the lawn or even just planting something, it's actually a pretty hard workout. So yeah, Allie, if you don't like the gym, just work out at home or go for a jog in the park or just a walk, So there's such a thing called an earth gym. So they are popping up everywhere. They are natural workout spaces where you're working out with like logs, cinder blocks, things in nature, where pick up a log and do some squats.
Pretty much
So
what the cavemen did, and that's why they
yeah,
were all ripped.
yeah, yeah. So any kind of weight or resistance training will help. Will help. It'll help you. And hi, everybody joining us. Hi, Chuck. So some of these are weather dependent, obviously. So you kind of have to have a plan A, plan B kind of situation. So believe it or not, movement has sleep listed, and moving regularly helps create healthy sleep patterns. So the more movement you get, the better the better rest you'll get.
Mm.
Sacred space. So under that, it says decluttering the home for space to move and space to breathe. Believe it or not, when we have a very cluttered house, it kind of wears us down mentally. Not to mention it takes up a lot of time to go, oh my God, where the fuck are my car keys? Where's my
It's like
phone? Where's this? Where's
a
that?
lot of those people that they're hoarders. They're usually depressed or have mental
Yeah.
problems. You know.
Well, yeah. I think you have to, to get to that point, but not even hoarders. I mean, just having a cluttered home really kind of weighs you down.
Yeah, I don't
And
like it.
and it also Red Sonny's like, tell that to my grandma. But
Yeah,
it does, it weighs you down and you're looking for things and it's like, where are these things? So it takes time and energy too. If you have a place for everything and you have a space for everything and you've got space to move and breathe, you also will have some space to stretch, work out, and do a little movement at home. And plus, decluttering is actual movement. And then ceremony. You can move with prayer, intention, well-being, and healing. So a lot of that's like Tai Chi, yoga, that type of thing. And that's just touching on that. But it's really easy to move. Even just going around cleaning your house gets movement in.
It's a good
I don't.
workout.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And we're
set up.
just.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry, if you have a smartwatch,
Yes.
check your heart rate out
Yeah.
and track how many calories and steps you do just by cleaning your house, like a good cleaning, like I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to
I
do
know.
tomorrow. Fuck, we have guests. We have Jennifer's cousin, Ebony. Shout out to Ebony. She's coming to stay over to Friday. So
Oh.
I am tasked with cleaning the whole house while Jennifer's at work. God damn it.
The house is never cleaner than 15 minutes before any of my friends show up.
See, when I clean, I know we're getting off a tangent here, but when I clean, I fucking clean. Like I clean. Like everything. You walk in, it smells like goddamn fucking Windex and
Bleach.
bleach, and yeah, I
Are you for
clean.
hire?
No, but I'll tell you what. I clean one hell of an apartment or house.
Well, side gig there, right there. There's something really therapeutic about cleaning too.
Yeah.
I think it's that like instant gratification, like you're seeing things
Mhm.
improve immediately. It's like you're doing stuff and it's clear. You're doing things and the floor is clean. It's like there's just that thing. It's like, oh, I've gotten something done. I can breathe. This looks good. I'm seeing instant results. So it's very therapeutic. And thank you, Red Sunny. I appreciate that. I'm not home. I haven't been home in 8 days, so I haven't gotten any mail. And I've been mostly offline, so I don't really know what's going on, which has been wonderful.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It is. I love these weeks where I'm up in North Carolina and I'm in the mountains and my internet
Mhm.
is limited and I'm not online much. It's not great for my internet businesses,
No,
but it's
not.
great for my mental health.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. And we'll discuss that later.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So anyway, if you guys have any input as to how to sneak in some extra working out there and some extra movement, um, yeah, I will happily put it in the chat. I would like to hear it. But we're not meant to sit all day long and be so sedentary. So getting up and moving around is really, really good. I remember when I was at Full Sail University, they tried to kind of train us or teach us that you sit for 40 minutes, get up for 20, sit for 40, get up for 20. And that's how they wanted us to study too. They figured that that would work best for your physical and mentality.
Chair
Yeah,
yoga.
Eva, chair yoga.
It's really
Do
I
you
did that.
guys? Yeah,
I
go
did
ahead.
that. I did that when was it? Last Wednesday. Well, Wednesday or Thursday with my wife.
Did you? Did you do it at home or online?
I was at home.
Oh, shut up.
What? It's true.
Did you actually do chair yoga?
Uh, well, no.
Okay.
But it
Well,
was in a
okay.
chair. What?
If you want to do actual,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
that's funny.
It's
If you want
true.
to do it the actual, well, I mean, no. If you want to do the actual chair yoga kind, and you want to do it from home, you can look up so many different
Let me
programs,
see
and
if I can
they're on YouTube.
get a little
So
video of what chair yoga looks like, just so people can see why you talk about it. That's
yeah,
Let me see. Yeah, you can talk. I just want to look
okay.
up a quick little video of chair
And
yoga.
yeah, if you're in a situation where you are not mobile or not very mobile, look up Pilates.
Oh yeah,
So
Pilates is great.
Pilates was created by a guy chair yoga. I know we talked about this last week. It touched on it, but Pilates was created by Joseph Pilates for people who are in hospital beds, laid up, wheelchairs, trying to recover from accidents. So they are a lot of the exercises strengthen everything, so that you can just do little things and get moving without having to do that. Basically, what we're seeing on the screen.
So
You got
we'll
to move
see.
forward and
Let's
show the
see.
actual just the chair stuff.
Let's see the chair stuff. Let's see what they. All
Yeah.
right. So now they're doing all the little aerobic stuff. All right. Here we go. All right. I could do that.
Yeah.
Standing, sitting. Let's see what else we got. We got
Got some
some.
twisting.
Yeah, we got some. All right, that works there. This looks like this
Mhm.
is like for seniors and shit. What else we got?
They're always for seniors. I love it. I love the class.
Oh, that's the kind of
Yeah.
chair yoga I was doing. Well,
Yeah.
not me, but
Were you?
Jennifer. That one. That's the go-to right there. What's that one?
Yes. You get out of it what you can.
What's this one?
So
Oh, this one is what is this for
believe
the
it or not, I
glutes?
know it looks lame and for seniors, but you can actually get a really good workout from that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
War Demon, what's up? Hey yo,
Hey yo, what's this?
Istan.
Is she
Hola,
squeezing
hola, mi amigo. ¿Cómo
squeezing?
estás?
Are they squeezing balls?
They might be, yeah.
What is this one?
That is the chair. That's the towel rip.
The
You got to
top
rip that
one.
in half, brother.
Yeah, brother. Let me see. All right, so all right, just so you guys can get a little visual. Wow.
Yeah, it's
What's this one?
simple.
Well,
You
this is
can
the
do a
hard one right
10-minute
here.
thing.
What are they doing here? Okay, she's just talking shit. All right. Well,
Stretching
anyway,
the feet.
yeah, sure, whatever. But yeah, I mean, as long as you have to stay mobile, man, you got to keep moving.
Thank you.
She's literally not doing
Thank you.
anything. She's just
I know.
leaning back
No,
in
you
the chair.
just got to keep moving. So Isban says, I just saw our picture in 2014 on my phone. You look so much younger in 2014 or
It's
now.
fucking 10 years
Oh,
ago.
2014 is 10 years ago. Yeah, I would expect that I do
I mean,
back
the
then.
the hair on my chin was black.
Huh?
The hair on my chin was black.
Yeah, same for my pubes.
Oh Jesus!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I couldn't resist.
Oh, well,
So,
ew.
no, that's what happens. So, oh, Hamilton, New Jersey. Let me see your picture. Oh, I can't. You obviously have to send it to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was 10 years ago and before COVID, man.
You know what he could do? You know what he could
What?
do? Tell him to tweet it to at April Hunter on Twitter. Tweet the
Okay.
picture of you guys together if that's cool. Maybe
Yeah.
we can just put it up
Let's
here.
see it.
So
So
anyway,
10 years ago, I was so much younger. That's for sure. That's before people started, that was a lot less stress.
yeah, you think 10 years doesn't make a fucking difference. I
It
mean, 50
does.
and 40s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Send it.
My
So
email. All right. Yeah.
yeah,
You
it
share it.
does. It really does. So yeah, email works. If you send it to me, I'll find it. And you got to remember, I'm wearing glasses too. Glasses are supposed to make me look smart, but they also make me look older.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what are you gonna do?
mm-hmm,
What are you gonna do?
yeah. Madness Comic Network. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So, my friend Lori sent this, and I thought you guys might appreciate it.
Hmm.
Says feeling drained from the night before, it could be an emotional hangover. Here's how to keep one from ruining your day. Have you ever heard of such a thing? An
Yeah,
emotional hangover?
absolutely.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I never
Yeah.
did.
All right. You never been through a breakup?
Well, yeah, but this is different. The emotional hangover isn't the same as a breakup. So a loss, a genuine loss
Mm.
is mourning.
Yeah.
So she goes on to explain this. She goes, I woke up the day after Valentine's Day, bleary eyed, fuzzy headed, and with a slight pit in my stomach. I hadn't overdrank. I hadn't been ghosted, scorned, or broken up with. Um, so she said, on the surface, my night before had been just right, but my gut told a whole different story. It reminded me that the day prior, I'd been reporting a mental health story that had seeped deep into my psyche. I'd felt
Mm.
misunderstood by a relative when I tried to open up about it. I'd cried during the show's opening musical act because, well, I'm a sap. So she says that she awoke to an emotional hangover or that groggy, queasy feeling that lingers after a heavy conversation, a therapy session, or even a dark movie, or in my case, finishing a book. I mourn the characters. Like, I get sad when I finish a book. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Um, while not an official medical term, the condition is quite common and makes sense from a physiological and psychological perspective. So, our reactions to the outside world are driven by our internal world, and our internal world is influenced by what happened yesterday. Lila Devachi, PhD, a psychology professor at Columbia University who studies emotions and how they affect memory, says, we're not just blank slates every morning. She goes, I felt better already. Here's what else I learned
Word.
as to why we might experience emotional hangovers and what we can do to prevent them. Spoiler alert,
Mm.
water and rest are tried and true hangover cures, even if you're sober. So, different people have different definitions for emotional hangovers. So, the author of the Empath Survival Guide describes it as an energetic residue left over from an interaction with an energy vampire or someone who, intentionally or not, saps your mental and emotional energy.
Somebody that sucks away like everything from like Colin.
Like a sponge.
Like a sponge. He sucks you like
Yes.
a sponge.
Yes. So she says toxic emotions can linger long afterwards, which makes you feel exhausted, beset with brain fog, or even ill. So the writer says, in my case, it wasn't any particular person from whom I needed to recover, but rather a set of mildly emotionally fatiguing circumstances that didn't subside simply because the sun had risen again. And please note, I'm not talking about the emotional aftermath of a world rocking life event like the death of a loved one, which is aptly categorized as grief. So let me go into the reason for this. Because this is really, really interesting as to why it happens.
Mm.
And it happens with people who kind of pick up on energy more, like empaths. While a hangover is well understood as a mix of dehydration, poor quality sleep, and other physical consequences of too much booze, the mechanisms behind an emotional hangover is a little more medically elusive, but experts have some theories. For one, during an emotional experience, say a confrontation with a slacking colleague, your fight or flight system is activated, leading stress hormones like cortisol,
Mm.
norepinephrine, and adrenaline surges through your body. So when the moment passes and your body settles into a rest and digest state, you might feel especially worn down. So when we're repairing after the stress response, it's exhausting. It's very tiring.
Mm.
So the feeling could also reflect the mental tug of war between your amygdala, the part of your brain that processes your emotions, and your prefrontal cortex, or the part of your brain that's trying to temper them with logic and decisions. It's mentally exhausting to be managing your feelings of anger and anxiety, and also trying to be non-reactive. Some research also shows that highly emotional events light up the brain in certain ways, and that light doesn't switch off as soon as the event ends. In her 2016 study in the journal Nature Neuroscience, Devachi and colleagues measured people's brain activity while viewing both emotional and neural images. They found that the brain states associated with emotional experiences lingered 20 to 30 minutes later, sharpening the participants' memory of subsequent non-emotional images. This is why sometimes we remember things linked to emotions better than we do just random stuff.
Mm.
It shows that unlike a video recording, we're much more complicated in how we're viewing, perceiving, and remembering the world. So similarly, emotional moments can corrupt your attention,
Mm.
shining the light on happy-looking couples after a fight with your partner, or causing you to misinterpret your friend's silence after an awkward encounter with a different pal. By ruminating on negative feelings, you're often unintentionally delaying your own recovery because your perception is now being heightened towards the things that are relevant to that person or that trauma, but you might actually be suppressing everything else. And that's maladaptive too, says Devachi, because if good stuff is happening to you, like you get a nice note in the mail, or you're not going to let that improve your mood the way it should.
Right.
So your emotional hangover might not be so complicated. Maybe you just failed to breathe deeply or drink enough water or eat well. Your sleep could have been more fitful.
Right.
So ultimately, they're yet another indication that our bodies and minds are connected.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, with our medical community, we have a specialist for each thing. We have a specialist for the mind, a specialist for the heart, a specialist for the gut, a specialist for this, a specialist for that, and none of them talk to each other. And nobody treats the body as one thing, as being connected. And it is. The mind and body is completely connected.
Oh yeah.
So here is your emotional hangover first aid kit. Um, and mind you, if you have this, you are inherently human.
Mm.
So if you find these feelings frequent and disruptive, you might need to do something drastic, like quit a job or break up with a friend. Consider abstinence from the figurative substance that's no longer serving you. So, but if it's minor, it means you need to set better boundaries or improve communication or practice sitting with uncomfortable emotions or conflict. So only you would know what's best for you.
Exactly.
It's good to receive these signals in some cases as it's a warning. And we need to train our brains and our bodies to respond in different ways. So, and you should be drinking a lot of water and you should be journaling.
You said
Um,
journaling?
Journaling, you should be writing this down to help
Mhm.
you notice patterns in what, where, and who tends to sap your energy and sap you emotionally. It's important to take time for reflection. So, working through it with a therapist can be immensely helpful as well. Um, we tend to lump all of these things together, and it's really hard. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing right there.
Okay.
Um, Also, watching a show, playing a video game, or taking a walk can put a lot of helpful space between the event and the reaction. So, time does heal. So, you know, take your breaths, do what's fun, you know, pay attention to what's actually causing these things, breathe, journal about it.
Mhm.
I don't know if any of that is helpful, but yeah, Larry, hi Larry, says I love walking. That's my stress reliever.
Oh, I was putting it up. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Do you know why? Because when you walk outside, your eyes dart back and forth because you're taking in the nature,
Right.
and you get more in from a walk outside than you do at the treadmill where your eyes stay forward. So that's
That's
why you
true.
feel a lot more relaxed when you walk outside.
you're still exerting energy. It takes you, I think 2 times. Like, in other words, like you can burn. Let's say you burn 500 calories with a run, right?
Hmm.
You have to walk twice as far, I think it is, to burn the same amount of calories
Hmm.
at a brisk. Anyway, but neither here nor there. The truth of the matter is that you have to stay active. You know, like Colin, he's always active at the glory hole. You
Oh
know,
my God, I'm reading. I'm catching up on the comments that I didn't get to see.
what comments? What are you talking-
Uh, Colin said you're leaving the Glory Hole LLC worldwide. Explain this, Big Ray.
I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. Neither here nor there. You know, thinking about how your body affects your mind affects your body, and you just have to continue to keep moving, guys. Don't ever stop, because if you stop moving, then you end up working the glory hole like Colin does.
Hmm.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to be on your knees for for a 9 to 5. It's just there you go. Yeah.
Oh God.
Your boy sent the email, by the way. What is
Yeah.
this?
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, thanks you guys for being here. Everybody joining us late. I appreciate it. And by you
What
guys, I also mean you ladies.
we have a Colin Weesong, I think his name is. Says all all
Let's
of
see.
you gonna know the glory hole LLC. Ray is going worldwide with his concept. He's gonna be bigger than Apple. I don't know what any of that means. All right, so
Yeah,
just
yeah,
edge it a little bit. Boom. Oh,
yeah,
very nice.
yeah,
Nice suit.
yeah. So I'll give you that. So again, you're catching me on a day where I have had several days without much sleep, and I have the worst lighting ever. I will
It's
show
not
you.
bad. It's actually not
It's
that bad.
really. It
Yeah,
is a dining room light with bulbs.
yes. And like one of them's out, like 3 of them are out.
Yeah. So this is not great lighting for me, and I'm not with my normal stuff. So
That's
it's
fine.
not gonna it ain't gonna make me look super pretty here, but that is what it is.
Oh, stop it.
So
I hate when fucking beautiful people say shit like that. Stop it.
well, he said I look so much younger here. So I'm just saying that the lighting is not
He's like,
especially flattering.
you look so much younger 10 years ago. Oh, oh.
Well, I look 10
Yowie
years
wowie.
younger, I hope.
Huh? That's funny. That's good times. Hey, Wade, what's going on there? Oh, by the way, Wade,
Oh,
I
and
did send.
here's
I
my
did.
other one.
Where's the other one?
Yeah, he sent
I
2.
sent you.
So
I sent you the underwear pic that you asked me for, Wade. So it'll be coming. It'll be coming soon.
so and thanks you guys. So yeah. I appreciate that very, very much.
That's cool. One in boxers and one in the banana hammock thing that you wanted. So it's gonna be in your mail. Anyway, as you were saying.
And that was kind of it. So I also wanted to mention earlier, and I forgot to say
Oh
this
shit.
when we talk about the 7 circles of wellness and the indigenous living. They did this, especially the Cherokee. They did this despite government oppression, the Trail of Tears being forced to abandon their homes and go west, hostile invaders from Europe, and some of their own people turning on them as well.
Mm,
So they were under a tremendous amount of stress and uncertainty, and they still use these 7 tenets to stay healthy, well, and centered. So if it worked for them during some of the worst times in history,
mhm.
it could work for us too.
It's interesting. I was watching a video. There's a YouTuber by the name of William Tennyson. I've watched him quite a bit. He does all these different health things. He's funny as all hell, the kid.
Mhm.
And I know this is kind of different, but the same. Where what he did was he changed his diet, right? And he just went totally. I think what is it? What's the one of the real clean diet? The Mediterranean diet, is it?
Like organic or well,
He
there's
went
Mediterranean, there's paleo.
No, he went Mediterranean. Like
Okay.
everything is like grass fed and fucking grass fed, eggs and everything like that. So anyway, he ate a good amount of food. Oh, his snacks, everything had to be organic. So he would go to the store,
Okay.
he couldn't find like everything had something in it. It was very difficult
Mhm.
to find like healthy snacks. Anyway, it's funny because the more he did, and you don't have to do much, but he ate like that for a week, didn't eat any less, didn't exercise anymore, and still lost weight. And he said his skin was clearing up in just 1 week. It ties into the whole keep moving thing. Because
it does, yeah.
It does, because number one, if you're moving, more than likely you're moving outdoors. But even if you're not, when you're moving and you're sweating, you're allowing these toxins to leave your body. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. There's nothing better than doing like a workout, whether it's indoor, outdoor, whatever. And then the what's the word? The adrenaline rush? Not the adrenaline rush. Kind of like maybe it's like the rush that you get when you complete the workout.
Yeah. Oh my God, the
you know what I'm talking about?
Dopamine.
The dopamine.
Yeah, you get a dopamine rush.
That is high. Is my wife cooking? It smells good in here.
Endorphin as well. Thank you, Charlie.
Yes, that's what the endorphins.
You get the endorphins also.
I love them when
you get dopamine too, but yeah, endorphins.
They are so cute. You ever seen them at SeaWorld?
You also get the serotonin.
When they're jumping out of the water and they're going, the endorphins. What are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Sometimes they'll let you feed them.
I like feeding the endorphins at SeaWorld. But yeah, those the endorphins, serotonin, you get all that positive stuff that all the negative stuff just leaves your body. It's just a good thing. But same thing with food, eating clean. And then here's another thing. Like, he was saying that I don't know if you ever heard about this, how he eats. I think it's an Asian thing, like within the Asian culture, and anybody who's in that part, let me know. That they eat not to be full, they eat to get to 80%. Yes.
It's an 80-20.
How's that work? Tell me about that real quick.
I'm very familiar with that. So they do everything. The 80-20 rule goes across the board. So, but when in regards to food, and this is why my friends know, this is why I never finish my meal. So you eat to your 80%. You don't need to be full. So that's it. You eat till you're not hungry anymore, not till you're full. So he felt they do that with everything.
He felt like his so he did that. He felt like his workouts, like he had more energy. He felt less sluggish. He was able to do more, like especially when it came to cardio, and the only thing is he did say that he was hungry later.
Yeah. I eat right before I go to bed. I've been eating before bed. Gosh, my entire life. I eat right before I go to sleep, but it's always a protein shake or something with protein and fat. So I always laugh when I see people like, don't eat before you go to bed, you're going to get fat. I'm like, that's bad advice. That is not true. It depends on what you eat before you go to bed. If you stick to proteins, I mean, if you're eating ice cream and candy, yeah, that's going to be a problem. If you're eating, cottage cheese or egg whites or, protein drink, a handful of almonds, that type of thing, you'll be fine.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah, I can't sleep if I'm hungry. My stomach will growl and keep me up, and So yeah.
I was reading.
And Alex, protein shakes have 64 grams of protein can make you full. Yeah, but the average person cannot process 64 grams of protein in one sitting. No. You're literally going to lose half of that the next day. Yeah. So unless you were on some serious steroids, and I mean anabolic ones, you can't process that amount of protein. So you do better, and you'll save money, cutting down and staying under about 35 to 40 grams.
What would you say? So that would be the ideal. Like if you're having a shake, you want to do like 20, 30 grams.
Well, it's really, if you really want to get into decent shape, try to aim for a gram of protein per pound of body weight, which is extremely difficult without doing supplements.
A gram of protein per. And that doesn't
think about it. If you're 200 pounds, right? Mm-hmm. That means you have to do 35 grams of protein 6 times a day.
That's a lot of protein.
It is a lot of protein, but 3 of those things can be shakes, and you can cut them in between your meals.
Oh, but Colin gets that the glory hole easy.
There you go. You're good to go.
Yeah. The first 5 hours.
Yeah. Oh, Larry's saying, I want to try a dip in ice cold water. I've read that does something to the blood vessels, according to a professional wrestler, AJ Styles. He started doing that himself lately.
Oh, the ice bath. Have you done that? Tell me about that, because I've always, number one, I'm never gonna fucking do it. I'm telling you right now, never. But like, what is it? What do you guys? People say that they get in there.
It's
And it's like
horrible.
it's like a rush, man. You get
Yeah,
out.
I did it out here too because it's if you can't do ice, I mean you can do that, but usually any water that's 60 degrees ish or lower, you're gonna get the same thing. And then you gotta stay in for at least like 3 minutes. After a while, your body acclimates, but it's hard. So it's hard. I mean, you can go into that super cold water, um, but you're gonna probably get the same results of going into very, very cold water too. So, yeah, it's really good for pain. So, if you have pain, inflammation, arthritis, injuries, this single thing can help you more than anything else. That includes sitting in a bathtub full of cold water. So, it does more than just putting ice on your injury. Do not put hot stuff on a flare up or an injury.
No, people are
A lot of
stupid. You're
people,
not
yeah, a
supposed
lot
to
of
do that.
people make the mistake using heat. Don't use heat. If you have inflammation, you're just
Mhm.
going to make it worse with heat. You have to use cold.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, because the cold's gonna bring down the swelling.
Yeah. The Ben is asking how cold the creek is up here. I'm in Toe River up here in the mountains. So the water typically stays between 60 and 70 degrees.
Yeah, it's pretty
To
warm.
To contrast that, right now in Tampa Bay, the water's 90. My pool water is 90. The outdoor water in the tends to be 95 degrees.
That's hot.
So no, 60 water temperature is very different than air temperature. So comfortable swimming water is about 85 degrees. So 85 degrees in the water feels like about 73 degrees in the air.
I'll tell you what. When we went to
So,
DR, that ocean water was hot.
mhm,
It wasn't even like you know how you get out, you get in there to try to cool off. No,
yeah.
it's hot.
Yeah, Chuck Kahuna,
Mm.
he does those polar plunges.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's done them for
The
years.
polar bear thing.
Yep. Or he'll go and he lives in Boston.
Chuck, let me ask you a question. How long is the shrinkage? Like after you come out of that thing? Like, is it just like a belly button after that? Like, does it look like a hedgehog hiding in a hole? Like, what goes on with that thing? Just curious. Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, and Alex clarified, okay, I got you. He clarified his protein thing. So it's 64 grams total. That's actually really good. Okay. Awesome.
It's not bad.
I'm trying to catch up while we're talking and
That's fine. That's fine.
yeah. Thank you, Maurizio.
April.
Yeah. Chuck goes as an innie.
Sure it is. That
Uh,
must suck when you have to pee on your nuts. But listen,
yeah.
what is it? What did Mauricio ask? April, your favorite wrestling is? What does that mean? Is he asking you what your favorite wrestler is?
Are you asking who my favorite wrestler is? So, and yeah, Notary says it was 85 degrees. It's like bath water. Yeah, it can be for sure.
Hold on. You know, I don't think I've ever asked you that question. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time, April?
Eddie Guerrero.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a good choice,
Lie,
man.
cheat, and steal.
He is. Do you know who my favorite all time wrestler is?
He was a total package.
Little fucking package. He
He could wrestle. He could talk. He had charisma. He stayed in pretty good shape.
Yeah, mummy. Anyway,
That's right.
you know who my favorite
Hey,
wrestler is?
mamacita.
Did I ever tell you who my favorite wrestler of all time was?
Mm-mm.
It's not going to be who you think. Who do you think's my favorite all time wrestler?
Your favorite all-time wrestler?
Yeah, what would you think? Knowing me and talking to me.
Liger. Nice one.
Jushin Thunder Liger, that guy.
Jushin. I like
Yeah,
it.
I met him. He's a fucking
Yoshi
snap.
Caruso.
What do you think?
Give me a hint.
All right, I'll give you a hint.
Give me a hint.
He is a real American. And it's not Hulk Hogan.
Okay, give me a real American?
Mm-hmm.
Not Hulk Hogan.
He's
You're not talking about the Patriot, are you?
No, the fucking No, not Glenn. What was his
Dusty
name?
Rhodes.
I love some Dusty Rhodes Daddy, but no,
Yeah.
the American
Ben-
Dream is not my
Yeah,
favorite.
Ben
of all.
Robb saying Kurt Angle.
That is my favorite wrestler
Woo! Ben Robb, you got it.
of all fucking time. Let me tell you something, brother. Kurt
I
Angle,
like Kurt Angle. He's good.
another guy. He could do
He's
comedy.
really good.
could do
He's
serious.
he's all around too. You're
The-
right.
The greatest moonsault.
Good
I think
choice.
he did the best moonsault. He did that shit off the top of a cage. Holy
Yep.
shit. Kurt Angle is, oh my God, he's my all. That's right. He won an Olympic gold medal with a
Yep.
broken freaking neck.
Yep.
Don't call him Perk Angle. That's not nice.
No.
But yeah, I love Kurt Angle. That's my all-time favorite wrestler.
You guys are putting some. Sorry, but you guys are putting some half-assed wrestlers in the comments here.
You got Jerry Lawler. Who we got here? Sergeant
Come
Slaughter.
Come on.
Yo, Sergeant Slaughter always puts me over on Twitter. I don't know why.
Does he?
Oh my God, he retweets everything that I like. I don't know. I guess he finds me fun. The Sheik. Which Sheik? The
Wait,
Iron
shot,
Sheik? The original Sheik? Which one? Lou Albano. He was a terrible wrestler. Good rate manager.
She cracked me up.
Sheik baby.
Shiki baby.
Yeah.
I fuck you in the ass.
Fuck you, Hulk Hogan. Fuck you, Hulk Hogan.
Oh man.
Ray, you ever saw? What does he say here? It says, Ray, you ever saw Kurt winning the gold medal with the WWE music? Yes, I have. It's awesome. Everything Kurt Angle is awesome. Everything Kurt Angle is awesome.
I met him. I met Kurt I was doing a convention in, I was gonna say Las Vegas. Hang on, Atlantic City, and he was actually super nice. I had not really worked with him before, but we were next to each other. I was working with the American Gladiators, and I had some wrestlers there too, and he was there.
Which Gladiators? Was it Nitro?
I was working with it was like three of them that weekend. We were working with Scott Epstein. It brought a whole bunch of us out. And gosh, I feel bad. Scott's name is now kind of like messed up. So no, Epstein. So yeah, Kurt's from PA too. There's that. So, but yeah, we were all working together, and Kurt, like, he had his t-shirts. I think he was at that point. I think he was doing some MMA also.
Mm-hmm.
Did he put a foot in that water? I know he gave me one of his t-shirts.
Kurt Angle?
Yeah, he gave me a tank top.
So,
it's like a top out. Was he doing a top out thing?
So here's the deal. So, and somebody asked me how well they thought Kurt would have done in the UFC. Larry was
well, I think so.
I think Kurt Angle would have done well. The only problem is that he could not get cleared because of his neck injury.
Yeah.
But I think Kurt Angle was he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I'm talking about not just pro wrestlers, like mat wrestlers. Kurt Angle was great, and Kurt Angle had the killer instinct. He was training to get into the UFC, but he just couldn't get cleared.
And this was during that time.
This was actually before, if I'm correct, Brock Lesnar got involved in the UFC. Kurt Angle, or maybe it was around the same time.
About the same time, wasn't it?
It might have been the same time, but I'll tell you what, he was great, man. I think Kurt would have been. I think he would have been a champion. I don't know, especially during that time that the UFC heavyweight division wasn't that great. So I think he could have done some damage over there. Kurt's the real deal, man. Kurt's awesome. I love Kurt Angle. It's a Kurt Angle appreciation podcast right now, folks. Have you ever met Mick? You met Mick Foley, right?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine actually. I've done lots of stuff for him, including his diet.
So they're asking
for a while he stuck to it.
They're asking if he's as nice. Is he a nice guy? Is he a nice guy?
He is. He's actually a genuine guy. And by genuine, I mean like he's one of the guys, as far as I know, who can hang out with the girls, and he's actually not going to hit on us.
Try to touch a boob.
Yeah. He's now Mick Foley is a hustler as far as making the money. So
and saving it.
Making it and saving it. He's always going to be hustling and hustling flow. That's Mick. And if you know that, you know that. So, but he's actually a really good guy. He's a big emo kid. I always tease him. I'm like, you're just a big emo girl. He loves emo, the Tory Amos and all that type of music. And he's a good guy.
He loves Christmas. He loves Christmas.
He does love Christmas.
He plays Santa Claus every year.
Yeah, he's good at it too. And he'll do a lot of those the Christmas messages and
Mhm.
send them out to all kids. Like that will keep him busy for a long time. And he pulls off Santa really
I
well.
want to see him lose it and just pull the sock out of his pants and just right down a kid's throat with the mandible claw. No, you ever do that?
So Missy Brandon says Mick seems like one of those guys who believes in the leftist ideology for the correct reasons, but I believe he's being completely worked by the Democrats to be one of their spokesman puppets. I'm going to sort of agree with you. Like he and I had this conversation before. So one of the things Mick said to me was, I admire that you speak your mind and you speak out. I'm afraid to do that. He said, I'm afraid to lose my fan base, and I'm afraid of what people's opinions are. Here's me. I'm like, just do it, Mick.
A lot of people are.
Yeah, I'm like, just do it, Mick. Whatever you have to say. People like the authenticity. So whether they agree with you or not, they'll admire whatever it is you have to say. Now, Mick's, you got to remember, anybody, again, we're not left, we're not right. Anybody who is picking a side, first off, I don't think you should pick a side because I think it's all the same fucking thing. But if you're picking a side, you're doing it because you have had life experiences that align to a perceived ideology that you're being told is either this side or that side. So I believe you're correct with Mick. I've never said this, and I never would, but he has recently admitted it. He has a special needs son. So now I can say it. I'm the keeper of the world's secrets. They will go to my grave. But yes, he has done a lot of things that I think he has a leftist point of view. And I think you're right that his heart is in the right place with these point of views. I also think there are 3 levels of reality. And I could be wrong on this. This is just my opinion. I think there's like 3 levels of reality that we're all living in. So I think there's like this level here where people who, and I think a lot of people in the comments here,
he was on the show.
Huh?
I'm sorry. He was on the show.
He was on the show. Yeah,
he was on the A show.
Come on. Yeah. And a lot of people here are in this level here where they're at a higher vibration, and they understand that what we're going through right now is literally a war. So it is a good versus evil, a spiritual war, a high vibration versus low vibration, and choosing a side is just another way to keep everybody divided. Because if you want to destroy anything, you split it in half and tell them the other side is the problem. They're the cause of it. They're evil. So that's what's been going on. Anybody who is paying attention can see that. And there's a group of people here, they're the minority, where they see all this and they see that it's a work, just like wrestling. It's all work. And they're not going to pick a side because they know both sides. It's just. And then you've got the second level down here, which there's a lot of people in the second level right now. So the second level are people who are awakening. So they're awakening. They're starting to speak out. They're not quite there yet, but they're more awake than they used to be, and they're seeing the bullshit. And they're going through a massive depression because of it. They're losing friends because of it. They're losing family because of it. And no one tells us that going through an awakening is painful because you're going to leave people behind, unfortunately. And it's really hard sometimes to go work a regular menial job once you start seeing everything. You start seeing the corporations and the bullshit. So yeah, thank you. The Fight Club is one of the greatest movies that still holds up.
Yeah,
The Great
man.
Depression is our lives. Yeah. And You're Not Special.
Just
And then you have, huh?
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Please
And then
continue.
you've got this level down here. And this level down here, these are the right and the left and the extremists and the ones who believe everything that's they're being spoon-fed, and they watch mainstream media, and they will, they'll fight with people. I mean, time is so valuable, but they're willing to fight with strangers and waste their entire lives fighting with people online. So yeah. So yeah, the second level here are the people that are seeing the man behind the curtain.
Right.
So they're understanding what happened with the lies, with big pharma, with the medical community during all of this. That actually, that situation was that hand was way overplayed, and that's what woke a lot of people up, I think. So, I do think, again, this is just my opinion, but I do think we are all living on like three different realities. So you have to be like super patient with people, because some people aren't living your reality, and they may never get to your reality ever. So,
Yeah.
they might be
You know.
just stuck. They might be stuck here. They might be stuck here. But these people here will probably come up to here just in time, after they go through a lot of heartbreak and depression first. And then they raise their vibration to a level where they get a whole new tribe. And that will happen. I promise you. You're going to lose your friends. You're going to offend your family. It's going to happen. But once you get up to here, you're going to get a whole new set of fucking awesome people.
So I think this is a good transition. Let me just get into real quick.
Yes.
Why I decided to step away from doing this type of show, if you don't mind.
No, please do.
So this is gonna be a little long-winded, so bear with me. So this wasn't like an easy thing to do. Apparently the epiphany came to me quite some time ago, when I was a couple of months ago. What did it say? Fight Club. Yeah, hell yeah. V for Vendetta. Excellent movies.
Oh, can I interject one thing real quick?
Sure.
And I'm going to shut up and you talk.
No, it's fine.
One of the things I want to caution people on is that I feel that political labels have become a form of religion now. And all wars
Religion.
all wars have been started because of religion. So we have to be really cautious about this. So if you can get up to a higher, you know what I mean? It's manipulation. And who pulls these strings for all of this divide? The 6 companies who own the media, who are in bed with the corporations, big tech, the government, because the media is literally the 4th branch of the government. Who's pulling all these strings? Bankers, corporations, pharma, sponsored by Pfizer,
all money,
Google. So that's our daddy right there. That's who's running everything. That's who's running it all. And as soon as you see that and understand it, you can step away from it all and say, I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm not going to break up my family. I'm not going to break up my friends. I'm not going to play into this. I'm not arguing with what's probably sock puppet accounts online. I'm not wasting my valuable time doing this. So if you can get to that point, good. Good. Okay, I'm shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
No, you don't shut up.
We are losing Ray because of this is what he wants to talk to us, because he's going to step back from the A show and from political commentary and social commentary for multiple reasons. Spending more time with his wife, and to stay sane. So, which I fully understand.
So check this out. So, and I pinpointed this because I was talking to the vet, the guy that I do the show with, the wrestling show in the morning on Wednesdays, the Next Level Wrestling Review. About 3 months ago, I was listening to a podcast with Ben Hameen, right? Shut up, asshole. And I'm talking to Canada Spaceman for you listeners out there. So check it out. So I'm listening to a podcast, right? It's called the Monday Locker Room. And in the Monday Locker Room, what they do is they talk wrestling, but usually in the beginning of the Monday Locker Room, the first 30 minutes, they're talking about social issues. So at work, right, I'm working and I'm listening to my podcast and stuff like that. And this is what I knew, April. about 3 or maybe even 4 months ago. I think it was 4 months ago. Long story short, so I'm listening to the podcast, and I noticed that the first 30 minutes he's talking about fucking wars. He's talking about the politics. He's talking about Planet X hitting the Earth. He's talking like all this crazy shit that you and I have spoken about many times here. And I noticed as I was working, I was getting depressed and I was getting like sluggish and slow. And I decided to I turned that podcast off because my heart was starting to beat fast. And I was like, what the fuck? I started getting dizzy. I'm like, oh my God. So then I switched over from that podcast to another podcast that I produced called the Pro Wrestling Reflection, where it's just Tommy Wonder and the professor talking about old school wrestling. And they were talking about when Marty Jannetty, when Shawn Michaels kicked Marty Jannetty and threw him through the barbershop window, 2-hour podcast. And I noticed that as I started listening to them, right, I started feeling better and started feeling and laughing and started feeling better. And then I noticed that over the next few weeks, I stopped listening to that Monday Locker Room. And as I was working and doing what I have to do when I listen to the time that I do listen to my podcast, I started listening to other shit, more wrestling related, not politic related, because I was listening to everything, man. I mean, if I go on my Podbean thing, right? I had like Matt Walsh, Louder Crowder, all this other shit that was just feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding. And that was the beginning of it. Then I went away on my vacation with my wife, right? So this is the kicker. And I stayed away from everything until one morning I woke up in the Dominican Republic and we turned the TV on and Donald Trump was shot at. And it was an assassination attempt. And I noticed that it took me days to get over that. I was feeling great the whole time I was there. And then I started getting angry again. Boom. I come home and I said, you know what? Maybe it's just because I was on vacation, but I started feeling better because I stayed away from everything. When I came home, I said, oh, maybe it's just because I was on vacation. And I noticed again, planning for this show, because people need to understand when we plan for a podcast like this or for a live show, you got to do tons of research. You're reading articles, you're watching a YouTube video, you're on Google, you're on DuckDuckGo, you're on all these different platforms just trying to find information, and everything sucks. Like everything sucks. You know how many times I try to plan for a show and I Google good news today, and there's nothing. It's fucking there's stories from like a year ago or like 2 years ago. You know what I mean, April?
You got to sign up. There's a couple of good news networks, but you have to sign up for them.
Sure. And then also on top of that, and I have to we in wrestling they say put my wife over. I have to give my wife praise because my wife has never, not once in our marriage or in our relationship, ever discouraged me from ever doing podcasts and stuff like that. She always encouraged me to keep doing what I love to do, and I do love doing this show, but it was literally bringing me down to a point that, like right now we're doing this show and I only see my wife like 2 days a week, if that, because we work different schedules, and that sucks, especially when you get along so well with the person you're married to or the person you're dating or whatever. And she's my best friend, and I'm taking time because I do this an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, depending on the show. And then I have to edit the show and all this shit. I'm taking all this time away from my wife. So I'm noticing, I'm feeding myself negativity. I'm getting angry. And then I go into the real world, April, and it's negativity. And I put up a tweet this past Sunday. I don't know if you've seen this guy, right? Random. You know what? Talk real quick. I'm going to pull something up. This is just I'm going to visit my mother on a fucking Sunday morning, and I see this. I'm going to pull up the video real quick, and just maybe you can break down kind of like what do you think I was going through, during that time while I pull this up. You can do that now. You can talk.
Oh.
While I find the video that I wanted to show everybody.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to be quiet and let you.
No, because there's so much. I don't want to just fucking spend the last. All right, found the video. Okay.
Okay.
So real quick, I get on the train, right? I'm just going to visit my mom, and I get on this train, and this is what I see. This is on a Sunday morning. I don't know if you guys can see this. But right here, there's a homeless person sleeping right in front of me, right?
Mhm.
And then let's see if I can play some audio on this here. So I'm gonna just clarify what's happening here.
Just narrate.
This gentleman right here, there was this young guy that walked onto the train. He seemed to have, let's just say, feminine qualities about him, very obvious feminine qualities.
Mhm.
This guy was fine, and then until he spotted this kid sitting there, and he basically flipped for no reason, nothing, not provoked. The kid's sitting down, minding his business, listening to whatever he's listening to on his big old headphones. And I don't know if you can hear what he's saying here. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna
No, we
kick
can't
you right
hear.
in
I
your
can't
face.
hear it at all.
All right, so he's basically, so let me just put the volume down. So basically, just look at his body language.
Okay.
So basically, he's telling the kid, "I'm gonna kick you right in your face." He goes, see right there. He's saying, he says something like, your testosterone levels are fucking pissing me off. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. That's what I'm gonna do. You ain't gonna do shit about it. Fuck you, N word. I'm gonna fucking kill you. And I'm sitting across from this guy. He's getting, now this is the point
Oh
right
wow,
here.
he's getting upset, huh?
Oh, forget about it. So I'm sitting now. I condensed this down to a minute and 30
So many
seconds.
crazies there are undiagnosed.
So now let me just, I'm gonna stop sharing this. So basically, I'm sitting there, right? And I'm saying to myself, I can't let this dude fucking, hurt this kid.
Right.
But then what do you think I think about? I think about the guy Penny
The
from New
guy
York
who
City.
stepped in and got right, exactly. Everybody thinks about that. They made an example of it.
When I started doing the whole political and social conversations, it
Mhm.
was supposed to be a fun way of making a bad thing fun. I started
Mhm.
doing a show. I don't know if you remember. Let me see if I can play this. We started the podcast in 2020 because it was such a dark time, and we had fun with it. We started making fun of these very sad, crazy news stories, and we were doing top fives and stuff, and it was fun. But then it's like, no matter how much positivity you're trying to bring out of a bad situation, for some reason the darkness always seeps in. And
And
go ahead.
Ben Robb is saying, "What guy? The guy that got stabbed and the cops wouldn't help on the subway." No, there was a guy who stepped in to a
Military. He was
situation.
he was a,
There
he was
a
a
couple
Marine.
of times, yeah. There was a guy who stepped into one of these situations, and he's the one that went to jail. So, and people remember that. That's why they're not stepping in.
And people are asking, wouldn't about cops and stuff. There no police here in New York City. The police are tied up. They can't. They don't have. Number one, we've lost at least half our police force here because of equity and inclusion, all this other dumb shit. Long story short, look, this is the point
Yeah,
I'm
you're
trying to
living in a very hostile,
right.
low vibration area.
So I'm living in this hostile, low vibration area, right? And then here's the thing that really sucks, because me and April, April brings up some really good positive points, some learning points. But in order to get there, I have to go through all this shit, all the muck and mire of social media, and I'm just absolutely tired of it. Now, somebody asked me why. Why? Because I found myself getting depressed. I found myself getting angrier and angrier and angrier. I found myself sad because I'm taking time away from my wife, and I couldn't do it anymore. I started not enjoying doing the show, and it has nothing to do with April. It has nothing to do with you guys, because I love you guys with all my heart. That's why I said, I was telling my wife, I said, look, I'll probably still do the wrestling podcast in the morning, but that's probably all I'll do, because it's wrestling. I mean, you're not gonna, you really don't get any of that other bullshit. It's wrestling. But with the A show, it was very hard for me to, and even with the ridiculously random podcast, I noticed towards the end I started getting angrier, and I carry that over, and I just can't. I mean, it is what it is. I feel sad, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say something real quick. I don't even know if he's here. still in the chat. I'm gonna say something very personal right now. Well, maybe he's here, maybe he's not. But if he listens to it, War Demon, listen. I'll tell you something. I've met a lot of really fucking cool people here, right?
Mhm.
And when we started this shit, me and War Demon were going back and forth. He annoyed me. He got me angry. But for some reason, out of everybody, you know, and I love all you guys equally, but I kind of there's a very he doesn't know this, but I'm telling you now, there's a very soft spot I have in my heart for you. Because I know deep down inside, as dark and evil as you come across and the shit that you say, and then you apologize for going off on a tangent. I'm gonna tell you something. I know deep down inside there's such a good person in there. Is a warm person, is a person that cares. And I tell you what, man, War Demon is one of the most interesting, one of the most
Yes.
complex, but also I found myself genuinely, and he'll probably hate me saying this. I care for you, bro. And so now, with all that being said, each person that I've met in this chat, I've genuinely grown to care for, and that's the hard part of leaving this. I had the fortune of meeting Ava, who Ava is fucking awesome. I had the fortune of meeting Wade, who Wade is awesome, and I had the fortune of I said I was gonna fucking cry. I had the greatest fortune of meeting somebody who I consider to be my friend in April. So me and April are still going to communicate. I'm still gonna, be producing the show in the background for her. I'll be putting it up. But I just can't. I can't sit here on a Wednesday night and do this anymore. And I've always been a very strong individual. People would say my wife knows me as a protector, somebody that really like I'll put shit aside for me. And I'm not trying to make myself sound like a fucking superhero. I'm just telling you how I am. I'd rather give you my shirt and me be cold than see you be cold, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any fucking sense. And this is not fucking easy. I can't even look at the camera right now.
But then you're missing all the funny comments.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna read them back later. But this is why, and it's very frustrating because of finances and stuff like that. This is holding us back from moving to where we want to go. You know what I'm saying? Like the cost of living is so high in New York. So it's a bunch of different fucking reasons. All I want to say is, and I've been going back and forth. I've had so many fucking things in my head, but I just wanted to say that I appreciate you guys. Shut up, Colin, you stupid prick.
I was waiting for it.
I just wanted
For those listening, there was a comment that says that was very heartfelt. Are you gay?
Yeah, very much so. But
that was
but
very
listen,
heartfelt. Are you gay?
but the truth of the matter is that I am very appreciative of the fact that, because the show started with Aaron, and then when Aaron left, Colin filled the void. Colin filled the void, and it's very hard to fill that hole that Colin usually fills at the glory hole all the time. Speaking of filling holes, but I try to do my
Why
best.
are you gay?
Well,
You are gay.
Why are you gay? Who says I'm gay? You are gay.
You're gay.
I just listen. I had as hard as it was. I had a real good time doing this with you guys, and I appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you don't listen to wrestling, that's fine. That's fine. I'm live every Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. You guys can watch me there if you miss hearing my voice and shit. But I'm just talking wrestling. That's all I'm doing. But like I said, now somebody asked me privately on the private chat, who's gonna fill in for me? I don't know, April. Like, so what have you had any ideas, any plans? Do you know what's gonna happen? I mean, literally, my hands. And look,
I don't have I don't know.
Because
I have no idea.
This is let's be real, guys. Let's be real out there. The truth of the matter is, this is people. April one time said that she asked me. She goes, "How come you don't put your name in the title?" I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. It's always the A show with April Hunter, because this is the A show. This is April's show, and my role in this show is just to help facilitate, promote, and just be a sidekick. And I'm fucking great. I'm happy with that. because we know that April's the show here. So even if I genuinely feel, even if April sat down and just talked to you guys for an hour a week or an hour and a half a week, it'll be just as good and maybe even better. You won't have to worry about dealing with me. But I just wanted to sincerely thank you guys. I'm all right. I'm gonna stop playing around. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to come into your homes every single week. I wanted to thank you guys for listening to my stupid jokes and making me feel like I'm funny. I want to thank you guys for being loving. I want to thank you guys for private messaging me privately, saying some really fucking cool things, and also the people that shared very private things with me, which I will never share. I want to let you know that I'm still there for you as well, and you know who you are. So I'll leave that with that. Again, I will not step away from doing podcasting because podcasting is my life. I love doing it. I enjoy the interaction, but I'm literally 100% just going to stick to doing wrestling. And it's probably just going to be one day a week. I will say it's going to be one day a week. I'm going to be doing more production in the background for Hameen and I'll be doing April's show. I'll be doing some other stuff for some other people. That's what I'll be doing. That will keep my itch going. But when it comes to politics, and now let me end with this. April said something that was very, very, very on point. And I'll miss you too, Ava. Fuck, you're killing me. Politics has become a religion. I'm going to reemphasize what she said. And she said, April said, most, if not all wars on this planet have started off a religion. This is why I've decided to step away from politics. This is why I've decided to step away from social commentary. This is why I've decided to, yes.
May I interject something?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a couple questions because if we can have a real short conversation that's real here.
Let's do it.
All right. When I saw your Facebook post, I was actually a little bit upset.
Which one?
So the Facebook one. So
which one?
And I love you, but I was a little upset because I felt like, in a way, you kind of threw me under the bus.
Who?
Me and the show. So I want to ask
Facebook
you.
Post?
The one where you did the video of saying that you couldn't deal with the politics anymore and you were stepping away from the A show.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question. So the live video.
Oh, okay, right.
So how many times have I asked you about making the selling? How many times have I told you that I would rather have the show be proactive instead of reactive?
But I think I've said that. I think I said that in that video.
No. How many times have I told you that I would rather the show be proactive than reactive?
All the time.
Yeah. And how many times have I said that I didn't want to do politics because everybody else was doing it? Even last week, I said, I don't really want to talk about all the stuff going on. I think it's more important to talk about Jimmy and with the pineal gland because people need to know these things for sanity, and that everybody in the world's going to be talking about all this stuff that's going on with political. Mm-hmm. Maybe we give them tools to kind of level up and get through all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And when I push the show, if you look on my page, I pushed it as Jimmy G and helping to reclaim your mind from media. But then when you made the banner, it was a lot of times there's either Biden or Trump or somebody on it.
Mm.
So my question is, if you look on my social media on Facebook, I don't have that many political posts. I have a couple, but not many. So my question is, basically, wherever you go, there you are. So what I felt like, it's not really a question, wow, I feel more or less, I felt like you brought the politics to the show. And now that they have bothered you, like you're really, we've gotten, and for lack of better term, I mean, that's gotten insane in America and kind of everywhere with all the stuff going on. But now you're leaving because of that. Whereas before, and even
let me just interject. It's not just because of that.
No, I know. It's also time.
Because that's not fair. So you're saying I'm throwing you under the bus. or I'm throwing the show under the bus, that's very unfair. Because let me tell. So now I'll be real. You want me to be real?
Yeah, but what I was going to say is
Okay.
when you're not like the previous shows, and we did talk a lot about the vaccine because I
Mhm.
felt like that was something that needed to be out there because people were getting hurt. But I tend more than not to stay away from political stuff. I try and
Mhm.
stay moderate, and a lot of the shows that um, I do when, yeah, I talk about bigger picture events, not. I don't know much about politics. I don't know
Well,
who's doing
all
what.
right.
So when you're like, if you're not here, we don't do politics really.
And politics or not, what does that have to do with me spending time with my wife?
Nothing. I think it's
Okay.
great.
So let me just
I think
explain
time
something
is the
to you.
most valuable resource, and
Let
I
me just
think.
explain something to you.
Mm,
When I do a show like the
mhm,
A show, I'm not throwing the show under the bus, and I resent that.
okay,
I'm very angry about the fact that you would say that, especially on air. That hurts my feelings. I'm
I'm
being
not
straight up
trying to
with
hurt
you.
your feelings.
But you did. Because of the fact that I put so much time and effort. And it's
I
not
know you have.
just and let me explain something to you guys. Whenever you do a show, whenever you're doing a podcast, it's not just the hour that you're there. I have to do research. I have to promote. I have to edit thumbnails. I have to do graphics, get music. I have to line up videos. All of this stuff takes hours and sometimes days.
I know.
So, for the 1 hour and 30 minutes you guys sit here on a week, I'm working 10 to 12 to maybe 15 hours or maybe even longer on putting this one show up. And that's 10 to 12 to 15 hours I'm taking away from maybe taking a nap, maybe, I don't know, reading a book, maybe watching a movie. I work really hard all week.
Oh, I know.
And hold on, and I don't get a dime to do anything from anyone. So the fact of the matter is it's not about monetary because I never ask anything from anyone, not even Ben. I worked for Bill Apter running onewrestling.com for almost 10 years. I never asked that man for a dime. I did it because I loved the man. And I did this show because I loved you guys. That is a fact. That is a fact. So, yes, the politics had a part in me stepping away from doing the A show. But the truth of the matter is, I stopped loving myself.
Loving it. Okay.
And the fact of the matter is this: I've always put others my whole life ahead of me. When I
I
was
know that.
married, when I was in a very, very unhappy marriage, I stayed in because of my son. When I was in a very, very, very unhappy job, I stayed because of my family. I left school early because my father got laid off of a job that he had for 30 years and they stole his pension. So this is why I'm throwing you under the bus very, very personal
That's
because it's because
give me 1 second.
hold
I'm
on,
only talking about the political part. I'm not talking about
but
anything else
you
because
made it sound like it was only
nope,
about the
only that,
political part.
only that, only that. Everything else, I am deeply grateful for all that you do. I know how
Well,
much you put into this, and I am so grateful. And honestly, I just, I love doing this with you. I love doing it with you. I love our rapport, and I hate the fact that you have not been happy for the past however long, and that it's bothering you, and that it's adding to your stress. And I wish I knew earlier. So
yeah, well,
I do. I knew that it was taking away from time with your wife. I did know that.
Not only that, like I said, I need to reiterate that it was taking time away from my sanity.
That too.
For real.
That I understand.
Like legit. Like
So,
legit. Even if, and here's the thing, let's say we did a show every single week at the same time,
mhm.
doing the same amount of research, but all we talked about was ice cream and butterflies
Socks.
and rainbows and doing laundry or old or how to walk old people across the street. It literally is still taking mental time away
Mhm.
from me decompressing. I'm gonna tell you guys something seriously. So I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays, right? Tuesday night I come home at 1:30 in the morning. I'm already editing for Hameen Media at night. I'm watching the wrestling show. I get up. I go to bed at 3:00 in the morning. I get up at 9 a.m. to prepare for the show in the morning on Wednesday, right? So you guys can wrap your head around what my life is. Now remember, I'm working all week. My job is not easy, just so you guys know. I don't know if you know, but I do a lot of manual labor in my job, and I have to deal with the public every single day. People that they make a lot of money and they don't like no, and they don't like I can't, they don't like to hear that. So I deal with that all week. And then I wake up, I do the show with the vet, which I love to do, but I still have to plan. I still have to watch wrestling. And then I don't get a break because then what I'm doing is I'm editing 2 more shows and then I'm setting this show up. And then Thursday, guess what I'm doing Thursday? More editing. And then
All the stuff left
I got
over.
then I got laundry.
Mhm.
Then I got to maybe go some food shopping. I have to go to a doctor's appointment. This is every single week for years. For years. And
So when are you moving to Florida? Because they'll have delivery for you.
I don't know. I don't know. I am fucking angry, April, right now. I'm really
Well,
pissed off.
I'm not trying to make you angry. Seriously. I don't know if you understand
You said I threw you under the
how,
bus.
yeah, but I don't know
Threw
if you
you under the bus.
understand how it came off, and I'm not the only one that picked up on it.
So who else picked up on it?
Well, several people said something to me. So I wanted to ask you about that.
So so I would like you to clarify.
Okay. Like I said, it was only about the politics part.
So what you're
That's it.
saying is that I interjected the negativity into the show?
No, I think you interjected the politics into the show. And then on the live, you said that's the main reason why you want to step away from the show. So
It's a main reason.
yeah, you said that
See,
this
the
is
reason
something
I'll be clear real
the,
quick. The
the,
reason
the
why I
thing
said
you brought to the show is the thing as to why you want to walk away from the show.
the reason I said it was the main reason is because it
Mhm.
was nobody else's business what about the other reasons. Because
Okay.
there's still other reasons. Like
Okay.
other reasons are that on Saturday and Sunday, how about this, guys? Remember I told you I work till 12:00. I get home at 1:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
Did you know that every Saturday and every Sunday morning, I get up at 8 a.m. after going to sleep at 3:00 since 2011, since my father died, to go help my mother. Nobody knows that.
I am not surprised though, because
I'm
that's the kind of
fucking
guy you are.
listen, guys, I'm exhausted.
Mm.
I'm tired. And I'll be honest with you, April. Um, since we're doing this on air, I don't know if I want to edit anything for anyone anymore. I think I might be done. Period.
Okay.
This may be an awakening.
Okay.
Maybe I won't do the wrestling show anymore or just edit anything. I don't know. I'm fucking burnt out. I'm hurt now.
Well, I'm
And
not trying to hurt you. I just don't know
I
if you
didn't want
heard
this.
it.
This could have been done off air.
Well, you said you were going to call me, and then you put the thing up, and that we would finish talking, and then I saw it on live. Remember?
I don't have time.
I know.
I
But
didn't have time.
I still had to see it when everybody else saw it.
Yeah, I rewatched that video a couple of times before I put it up,
Okay.
and I was actually like, yeah, it was. I was more pointing out to the fact that I wasn't gonna be like it was more of a social media thing.
Hmm.
And I did say I was stepping away from the A show. I don't know if I really blamed doing this show. If you listen to the words that I said, it was more or less that I didn't want to do any commentary because I was tired of the hurt and the pain and the anger and the frustration and like even on Facebook, even on Twitter, on Instagram. Like I looked at myself and I looked at the shit that I was posting. And I looked at the things I was saying, the arguments I was getting into with people, and I was disgusted by it. I feel like I turned into it. This is not who I am, and it really fucking made me sad.
I can understand that 100%.
It really fucking made me sad. So, you know, when I'm sad, what I do is I turn to my wife. I turn to my son. I turn to my mother. I turn to the people that are closest to me. And pretty much that's really the reason. I mean, there are other things that are going on in my life that April doesn't know. Colin doesn't know. Really sad things. But I stand here, I come here and I try to make a joke and I just do my best.
Ray, you froze, by the way. The chat is, I thought it was just me, but the chat's saying you froze.
Do you hear me?
I can totally hear you. Yep. So, no, that's not how I pictured it going either. But, yeah. I also, you know, I was a little bit hurt
You were a little bit hurt on.
on the Facebook Live, and I
It had nothing to do with you though.
but it does. It does.
When did you watch?
It seems like I'm making things worse for you. I'm
No,
chasing you away.
no.
If you give me a chance to talk, I'll tell you.
When did you watch the Facebook Live?
I guess when it came out.
What day was that?
I don't know, but
It wasn't today. It wasn't yesterday, and it wasn't the day before.
it was whatever day it came out.
So why didn't you talk to me yesterday? Or the day before? It was 3 days ago I recorded that.
So why didn't I?
Yeah.
Because I thought you were going to talk to me. You said you were going to call me back.
You can call me.
I did call you. You said you were at work.
Yeah.
I know. And then
We
you said
could
you
talk
would
later.
call back and we would talk. And then
I got
it
busy.
was live. I know.
I think I was very clear in that I'm fucking exhausted.
I know that.
But
Listen, here's the thing. I do want you to know this. I don't think you understand how insanely grateful and appreciative I am of everything you do. I actually do see it, believe it or not. I don't know how you do it with your schedule. And then when you started dealing with health problems also, I just didn't know how you were getting everything in.
Huh.
And I am extremely inspired and admire everything that you managed to make time for and do. I really am. I'm not sure I convey that as much as I should. I like to think I do, but maybe I don't. But I am unbelievably grateful to everything you do, all the time that you have given in, everything. I know that this is more than just 90 minutes. I know that you are doing the majority of the work here. So, and he's doing the majority of the work. He's doing all the putting it up, he's doing all the editing, He's putting it on the podcast platforms. He is doing all the background stuff. He's the one that gets all the music and fixes everything. He's doing all of it. I just show up and flex my boobs. So that's why I kept saying, why don't you put your name on it? Because really, it's Ray's show, and I'm here too, because he's doing all the hard stuff. So my only issue was I just didn't want it to get so political. I like big picture stuff, like, hey, this is the news that you guys aren't getting. You should know this. But I do like the big picture stuff, but I don't like the little political stuff. I also understand a lot of people do like the little political stuff. And I also additionally understand Ray lives in an area which is pretty hard. Like New York's pretty fucking hard. And it's he's faced with things that most people aren't faced with and should never be faced with on a daily fucking basis. So he gets aggravated more than the average person. So I figured this was a place for him to vent. So if he's doing all this and he wants to bring this to the show, who am I to say no?
You're the boss.
But I'm not.
You're the host. But this
It's
is the
a
A
partnership.
show. No.
It's a partnership.
No. See,
But
here's the
wait,
thing.
but where it bothered me was the thing that you brought, which I thought was what you
Keep fucking
wanted.
freezing.
Huh?
I
Very
keep
freezing.
fucking freezing. Good, I'm here.
Okay. My only thing is
I-
the thing that you brought was the thing that made you want to leave. So that's all. And
Interesting. This never happens. I'll be right back.
but it is today.
What the
And it's true though. He does the majority of the work. He puts in a lot. So
fucking weird.
yeah.
This shit never fucking happens. See?
kind of space. Even Ray's internet wants him to quit. So that's all. I just wanted to explain that. So I know you're not blaming me. I know that. But that's what it sounded like and felt like at the time. I know I should not take that personally, and I don't. But it just came off that way, and I wanted to make you aware of it.
Mm.
I don't know if you were aware of that.
I just wish you would have told me before we got on here.
Well, I didn't get a chance to, really.
3 days, 4 days, actually.
You were supposed to call me back.
You could have called me.
I
Am I off? Am I off here, guys? I mean, be honest. Let's be real.
So,
because here's the deal: when my friends hurt me, I tell them to a fault. This is the one thing my wife appreciates about me. That, so yeah, sometimes I come across as a little straightforward at times with the people that I'm very close with. But one thing I ain't gonna do is beat around the bush or bullshit you. I'll tell you how I feel. I'm gonna give you a quick example. Me and my wife are going to fucking Las Vegas in September for her birthday. She loves it.
So you get married again?
No. I fucking hate Las Vegas. I hate the atmosphere. I don't want to go there. And I made it clear to her that I don't want to go there. But I'm going, and we're going to have a fucking great time because we're together.
Question for you. Have you ever gone to the Cirque du Soleil shows?
No, and I never will.
Why?
Because it sucks. I don't want to see anybody flip. I watch wrestling every week. I don't want to see that shit.
Oh, then I figure you'll love it. And there's a nude one too, by the way.
No.
Okay.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a week or two just to not do anything.
You should probably take a month to not do anything.
Maybe I'll do the wrestling show. I don't know.
So I think that you need some downtime, like some serious downtime.
I leave this show today with a broken heart. Very sad, very angry. This is not how I wanted to end this show. But we don't always get what we want, folks.
That is not how I wanted you to leave the show either. I wanted to just have a discussion. That's all. And not have it be a sad, brokenhearted thing.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
April, my friend, you can close the show. I will leave. I love you guys. Goodbye.
Well, we love you. Thank you for everything. So, well, that did not go well. So, anyway, hope everything is, you know, I guess everything's up in the air as far as the show. Check social media, and we love Big Ray and everything he has done. So, and he has done a lot, a whole lot. So it will actually suck not to have him here. I appreciate everything he's done beyond belief. So, you know, there's that. So anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for being a part of tonight, and talk with you later. You can find me on Instagram, Real April Hunter. You can also catch up with me on Twitter, April Hunter, and uh, follow Ray and catch his wrestling show. So it's a good one. So anyway, thank you very, very much. Appreciate it.